We're Helen and Tim Travel, full-time adventure travelers with the goal to see the world one mountain at a time. In this video starts the first leg of our world travel journey. We'll be showing you around some business class flights, make a quick stop in Vienna, and then we'll be taking you to the capital city of Taiwan. Taipei is a thriving city with a lot to do. We're excited to show you the Elephant Mountain hike, which gives you grand views of the city, and also take you around town. We're excited to finally embark on this world travel journey with you. So we finally made it to the first leg of our full-time travel internationally. We are sitting in our hotel in Taipei, Taiwan.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you a recap of what has been going on.
We've been moving a lot. We've been bouncing around all over the place. But we initially started back in the US with a road trip across the entire country from the West Coast to the East Coast. We had several stops along the way. We stayed in Sedona for a week. We did some hiking. We saw some friends in Phoenix. Then we went to Dallas, Texas, and we saw some family members there. And then, we went up to Michigan. Yep. We saw some more friends. And then finally over to Pennsylvania, where we spent some time with my family. And then we left our vehicle there.
That's where Tim's from.
Which is where I'm from. Yeah. 2 hours northeast of Pittsburgh. And then after Pennsylvania, we flew from Pittsburgh to New York City, which again, we saw another friend in New York, spent a quick 24 hours there. And that was my first time in New York. Yep.
Probably his last. Tim's not a big city person. I don't mind metropolitan, but
it's a little much for me, but
yeah, I think it's just the hustle is not what we just like to spend more time in nature. And well, we originally were going to fly out of JFK, but our flight got switched to Newark Airport because of an electrical fire. And we were actually pretty nervous about not being able to fly out. So we felt pretty lucky that our flight was essentially switched to a different airport versus canceled or rescheduled. So number one of traveling is staying flexible. You just never know what was going to happen. And in this case, we were very fortunate because we weren't on a time frame. But as long as we caught our 24-hour flight out of Vienna to Taipei, that was all that we worried about anyways.
Yeah, so everything worked out. We got on our flight. It was an amazing flight.
The housekeeping just started vacuuming, so sorry if you hear that in the background.
Pause this.
Catching a train in New York. Is that our plane?
Yeah.
Finally made it.
Finally. But we're not on the plane yet.
Nope. Not on the plane yet.
So I found some amazing business class flights from JFK with a stopover in Vienna, and then it would continue on to Taipei. The first leg was on Austrian Airlines, which has an amazing business class product, especially the food. They're very well known for the food. And then the second part of the flight from Vienna to Taipei was on EVA Airlines, and they have an amazing business class product. So we used Chase Ultimate Rewards points. I transferred those points to United, and I booked United using United miles to book the Austrian and EVA Airlines for 88,000 miles each. That was each, plus $21 in fees each. Can you imagine that was like 19 hours in business class for 88,000 miles plus $21 each? So I jumped on it.
Lay flat seats. I seriously have never been more comfortable on an airplane, as dirtbag people as we are.
Dirtbag travelers.
Dirtbag travelers, as in, like, you know, we usually are pretty budget travelers. And
budget conscious.
Budget conscious. The reason why you're able to fly EVA and Austrian, they are part of the Star Alliance that United is also a part of. So sometimes you can check other airlines to see if you can fly with their partnering airlines for using and redeeming less points and miles.
We're in Vienna.
So lucky that we got a room available.
The best is when you get to a hotel like 6 hours before check-in and they're like, here's your room. This is a really nice room. Look how big the ceilings are. It's really rare for Europe.
I mean, like, we are really close. I mean, downtown area, kind of the historic downtown. So we should be able to walk lots of places and see some sights.
Our first stop was the Schönbrunn Palace, which was an impressive 1,400 room palace. We also did a self-guided walking tour with the Rick Steves Europe app, which is completely free. We stopped at the famous St. Stephen's Cathedral and also went to go see the Vienna Opera House. We ended the day with a fantastic dinner and had some of the best schnitzel we've ever had. So this is my favorite wafers in all of the lands, and we are here in the land of the wafers.
In all the lands.
After a quick 24-hour layover, we were sad that we had to go back to the airport so quickly, but we were excited to visit the Vienna Sky Lounge before our EVA flight to Taipei, Taiwan. Heading to Taipei, finally!
So the flight on EVA Airlines was 11 hours, and EVA Airlines is really well known for their business class product overall, both the soft product and the hard product. So I mean, the seat itself was nice.
What's and soft part? Can you explain what soft and hard product? I have no idea what that means.
So the soft product is like customer service, their food and beverage. Their hard product is like the seat, the hardware of the flight. So think of like more of the seat comfort and stuff like that. But overall, EVA Airlines has an amazing Laurel class business class product. So was super excited to spend 11 hours in it.
Yeah, we got like a 7-course meal. I seriously feel so full from all the food we've been eating.
Yeah.
And then the lay flat seats have been really comfortable. They give you the full-blown service. We got an amenity kit, we got pajamas.
So it was like a full comforter basically that they came with. And
yeah.
The pillow was great.
Yeah, and I mean, I never sleep well on international flights. I'm sure some of you might not either, but even with a lay flat seat, I was able to get a few hours of sleep, which is more than what I would ever get. The 11-hour flight seemed to go by way too quickly, and after a breakfast, which was a fresh squeezed juice and a hot oolong tea, Tim got fruit and oatmeal, and I got the traditional Eastern breakfast, which was congee and toppings. We landed for our flight. We were very sad to leave since it was our first time in a business class lay flat seat. Yeah, so after two 24-hour legs between New York, Vienna to Taipei, we have finally made it to our first destination of our 2023. I'm like, I was about to say 2022. 2023 travel adventure full-time. I will be seeing my family, especially my parents, and I haven't seen them in many years, so this is a little bit emotional for me. It's going to be a wonderful time. We're going to show you all around the beautiful country. Taiwan is covered in 60% of forest, so you can imagine there are mountains and a lot of natural beauty around here. So change of plans, we're taking the train instead. So we ended up having to take the train instead because we don't want to wait an hour for the bus. So if you do come here, you have an option. It's 145 New Taiwan dollar to take the bus or the train to get to downtown Taipei. Let's go. Taipei is the capital city of Taiwan, and it's located in the northern tip of the country, and it's over 27 million people, and it is a very international cultural and economic hub, with it being Asia's second richest city per capita. It is also home to the world's 5th tallest building in the world, Taipei 101. The best times of year to visit Taipei are in the spring and the fall, so you can expect some mild, sometimes sunny weather. It was definitely rainy when we were there. We stayed a couple nights at the Grand Hyatt. We did get our first night free with our Amex Platinum card using the Fine Hotel and Resorts credit. We also got free breakfast, early check-in, and a $100 credit where we used at the restaurants on site. After traveling for many hours across several days, we made it to the Grand Hyatt in Taipei. Gotta love our Amex credit to get a free room upgrade. How do you feel?
Jet lagged.
Yeah, right. We're gonna take you and explore tomorrow when we sleep. We were actually gonna go climb Elephant Mountain today and just...
Well, the weather wasn't very good either, so...
Plus, it's just a horrible idea.
Yeah. It's rainy, it's gross.
We wouldn't have anything to tell any of you if we went today. Got a nice walk-in shower. So with our room upgrade, we have a nice waterfall shower. And then we have a tub. I actually think I might take a bath. My feet hurt. Everything seems to hurt, maybe because we just haven't slept really well. So it is very normal to have a bidet in Asian countries. Taiwanese people love their bidets. My parents have one. Let's check out the view. Looks like a view of downtown Taipei. Pretty nice little view. Not too shabby.
Hello. Hello.
I wasn't gonna cry, but I want to cry.
She's like, I don't have any energy left to cry.
Hungry?
Taipei is known for its foodie scene, so we definitely didn't waste any time at all. Our first stop was to have beef noodle soup, one of our favorite Taiwanese dishes. And then we went to a night market and enjoyed seeing all of the local cuisine. The two biggest night markets in Taipei are Shilin Night Market as well as Ningxia. Shilin is one of the biggest and well-known night markets in all of Taiwan, and it has been open since 1899. And we just love walking around the night markets because there's authentic Taiwanese snacks, small eats, enough where everything is under $3, and it was nice to take in the scenery as well as all the smells.
Got some free flour. It's got some barbecue and sesame on it. Really yummy.
Red bean cream. Does anyone want another one? Red bean cream.
Aww, so cute.
Aww.
As you travel around Taiwan, you'll see a lot of temples. There are over 15,000 official temples around Taiwan dedicated to hundreds of gods, folk heroes, animals, and more. So you can reload your bus card and your train card pretty easily. You are going to take the red line when you're getting to Xiangshan, that's Chinese way of saying Elephant Mountain. And it is essentially the last stop on the red line, Xiangshan Red Line. And you go all the way to the end of that line and you pretty much go up the escalators and start, I'm just making sure, get booted off the escalator. And it's just a short walk to the subway, so nice little urban hike in the city. So Xiangshan Elephant Mountain is part of the Four Beasts. Essentially there are 4 different mountain peaks at the top of this trail. You can see that you can actually connect the trail system up and go much further, and it's a circuit of trails up at the top. We don't have time to do all of it today since I'm hanging out with my family today, but we'll definitely show you up until the top of the viewing platform that overlooks the city.
So we're at the beginning of Elephant Mountain, and it's about 900 feet of elevation gain, and we think just under a mile long, so round trip.
So yeah, it's gonna be a quick one.
We should get going before the clouds move in.
The Elephant Mountain Trail, or Xiangshan in Chinese, is also one of the most popular tourist destinations in all of Taipei, and for good reasons, because it offers stunning views of the city landscape, and it is a very steep and paved trail with a lot of stairs. It's also a very popular place at sunrise and sundown because you can see all the twinkling lights in the city, and photographers definitely love capturing the city landscapes from this viewpoint.
Many of our hikes recently have been just so many steps.
I think that's
Steps. Phoenix, Machu Picchu, Taiwan. Steps.
So as you can see behind me, this is one of the first viewing platforms kind of along the way. We still have about 9 more minutes to get to the actual top of Elephant Mountain, but already some spectacular views of Taipei 101 and some of the other buildings behind me.
So we made it to the upper viewing platform. So there are about 3 along the way. This is the main one. I believe there's a little bit more until we get up to the summit, but these special design viewing platforms really give you an expansive and panoramic view of the entire city of Taipei. It is a very internationally driven city, and as you can see, it has a lot of wonderful aspects, and I'm just so happy to be here. So Elephant Mountain is part of the Ningxia mountain system. As you can see, one of the highlights are the 6 giant boulders at the top. It's essentially etched into the side of the walkway. Not as big as I thought it was going to be, but it was still pretty cool to see kind of the shapes of them.
Yeah, one interesting thing about the Ningxia mountain system is that it's mostly composed of sandstone rock. And that's basically with the boulders that we do see at the top. But it also has some beautiful views of the city of Taipei. So, I mean, it's definitely worth the climb. Easily done in regular street shoes. Like we said earlier, we just kind of did this last minute because the weather changed for the better. And so we don't have our hiking boots on.
Nope.
It was basically steps the entire way.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to do it slow because it does get slick when it's wet. But there's a hand railing all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Very well maintained.
And one of my favorite parts of this hike was just the different flora. So Taiwan is Formosa. It's also known as the Garden Island. So with it being a tropical environment, there's all types of different foliage, as you can see along the way. I don't know what they're called, but they're all beautiful.
I think another interesting thing that's really neat to see is that you see a bunch of elderly locals up here kind of exercising, getting their daily walks in. So that's pretty neat.
Heading back down. Trying not to fall. Definitely slick today from the rain. About 10% of rain in the forecast the last couple days, but I will take this over anything that we've got the last few days.
So it took us about 15 minutes to get down from the top of Elephant Mountain, and
I think, yeah, it took us about 30 minutes.
30 minutes round trip.
But we tend to stop a lot because we want to film and
Take pictures.
So Tim forgot his water bottle up at the top.
What she was trying to say is that I forgot my water bottle up at one of the viewing platforms, and we didn't just realize it until right now.
So I'm gonna get a boba and wait at that store right there, and you can go get your steps.
We'll see how sweaty I am when I get back.
Okay, bye. So the e-bikes are located all around the city. You can pretty much type in on Google Maps, U-bike. I said e-bike earlier, I meant U-bike, and it's about $5 local currency, so that really comes out to be about 25 cents for the first 30 minutes of your ride. Not a bad deal if you're not wanting to pay for Uber or take the subway. Liberty Square, or also known as Freedom Square, is a free public plaza covering over 240,000 square meters. At the east end of the Liberty Square stands the National Chiang Kai-shek Memorial. There's also the National Concert Hall and the National Theater. This area played an important role in the history of Taiwan's rule from one party to the democratic system in the 1990s. This is really pretty. So we're at the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial, and they're about to do the changing of the guard, so we're definitely going to show you what it's all about. The Chiang Kai-shek changing of the guard was very impressive. It happens every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We were the most impressed with the soldier who has to stand at the memorial for about 45 minutes until the next guard takes over. On the last full day of our time in Taipei, we took a day trip out to Jiufen, a mountain town located northeast of Taipei that requires a 40-minute train ride and a 20-minute bus ride. Jiufen was once a Japanese-era gold rush town, which it became famous once gold was struck in the late 1800s. The Japanese architecture has been preserved, and you can see today the narrow alleyways of the town are packed with tea houses, a lot of street food vendors, and shops. And it was definitely a cool sight to see, as many have said that this town was the inspiration of Spirited Away, but that rumor has been debunked by the director of the film itself. So rainy today. It's like typhoon right now, man.
Yeah.
Nah, it would be really windy if it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's really hot.
Oh my god.
Ooh, it tastes good.
Handmade taro balls.
Taro balls with green beans and red beans. Definitely has like brown sugar in it. It's got like a
Good for a rainy day. Oh,
starchy mochi. Right?
that'll work.
We hope you enjoyed our video around Taipei, Taiwan. Make sure to check out our Instagram at Helen and Tim Travel to follow along for real-time updates. To support this video, hit that like button and drop a comment. Subscribe to our channel if you want updates on upcoming videos. On our next adventure, we're taking you to Sun Moon Lake, the highest alpine lake in Taiwan. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next trail.
Okay.
I was like, that'll be a good transition.
And that's a wrap.